What's up YouTube? DTeice here, bringing you another video. This time, not a box opening. I'm going to start a new YouTube series on this YouTube channel. This set, New Challengers, I won't be playing in any regionals unfortunately, just because of certain financial decisions that we've made. And there's no regionals near here, so instead, for the season of New Challengers, instead of doing regionals, I'm just going to play casually at locals. And every week, instead of playing the same old and practicing with something I'll never take anywhere else, I am going to use a different deck every week. And I'm going to give a quick deck profile of that deck, show it to you, let you know how I did. My locals are on every Tuesday, so I'll try to have these up every Saturday and let you know how the Tuesday tournament went with whatever deck that I used. This week, I ended up playing with a hat deck. I call it LEET hat. It has no artifacts. It is hands and Traptrix mixed with a rank 4 spam deck kind of thing. And it's an interesting build. We played 3 rounds, locals on Tuesday. I went undefeated for the first 2 and then lost in the third. So sad. Burning Abyss, I just couldn't get past him. I need to start main decking Forbidden Chalice, but alas, what can you do? Anyway, so I'll show you the build real quick. As you can see, here's a sample duel between me and a Stall player. I can put the full video and I'll give a link to that in the description below. As you can see, it's a fun little deck that shuts down on some decks. It shuts down, some decks it doesn't. It's kind of mix and match when it comes to Shadalls. If they summon wind and I can't get it out, it's all special summon. And if I only get one of those, it's really hard for me to play out of that, but not impossible. So without further ado, I'll give you a quick deck profile on my LEET hat. Alright, so here is LEET hat. Now, the deck runs very heavy in spells and monsters. Runs 6 traps. Other than that, it's, I think, 18 and 16, or whatever the difference is between 18 plus 6 minus 40, whatever that is. So, to start the deck, we play triple Myrmelio. I'll kind of zoom in on all of these cards here. So triple Myrmelio here. It's a beautiful card, searches out trap hole cards from your deck. It's really good to start off with one of these at least, because then you can get your treacherous trap hole out before you activate your Royal Decree, which I'll go into later. So I have 2 targets with Myrmelio, bottomless and treacherous trap hole. Usually I don't ever see more than 1 or 2 per game anyways. If I do, it's special summoning from the deck, or special summoning with this next card, Traptrix Dione. She is a wolf bark for this deck, although not quite as cool. Dione brings back Traptrix Myrmelio, who then pops a card when she's summoned, pops a back row card. So Dione is a really good card to get rank 4s out, because you can go Dione, special back Myrmelio, pop a card, overlay for a rank 4. Next up, I play 3 Star Drawing. Whenever you overlay into a monster using Star Drawing, that monster gains the effect draw a card. This is really beautiful because you can summon Exciton Knight with Star Drawing, activate Exciton Knight's effect to draw a card because it gains that effect. It's now Exciton Knight's effect. So you activate Exciton Knight's effect to draw a card. Then you chain his own effect to his effect by detaching the material to blow up the field while you still have less cards. So even if you would draw into the same amount of cards as your opponent, if you chain his effect to his other effect, to Star Drawing's quote-unquote effect, then it'll help you out. Also, you can use her as a level 5 for an Xyz play. I don't think I've ever done that, but you can. This deck plays level 5s, or rank 5s, so it's completely possible. The next cards are Fire Hand and Ice Hand. I play 3 of each. This card helps the engine a lot because when they attack into it and destroy it, you get a special summon, another one, that gives you another level 4 on board so you can overlay with it. Even if they leave it, then that just means you have a level 4 on board. It's pretty much a win-win card. It's really good. I play Pot of Dichotomy in this deck, so it's really good for getting Pot of Dichotomy to not be a dead card. You can use it quite quickly if you have Fire and Ice Hand both in your graveyard. I usually banish one of the Ice Hands for monster slots, which I'll go into. But that's all for those. You got Thunder King Ryo. He's just really good this format. A lot of cards do a lot of searching, recruiting, things like that. Really good for inherent summons. And he's a level 4 with 1900 attack. Also, he looks freaking awesome with Fire and Ice Hand as the only secrets of this deck. My last monster is 2 Summoner Monks. Everything in this deck is a level 4 monster. So dropping one of the billions of spells that I play to summon one of them is always nice. Whether it be Star Drawing so that you end up going 0 instead of -, or if you activate his effect, bring out Myrmelio to pop a card, Dionne to recycle a trap hole. He's just a wonderful card to have in deck. He's very versatile, especially because the deck is so heavy in spells. So that's all for monsters. We'll move them aside. Next we play a whole bunch of spells. So I'll go... I play 1 copy of Dark Hole and 1 copy of Regeki. The deck needs a lot of monster removal because it doesn't have a whole lot of quick, powerful burst plays that can rid the board. So it's really good to play Regeki and Dark Hole to kind of gain field advantage before you make power plays like Summoner Monk into Star Drawing or whatever you have. If you don't have a Fire Hand, then Regeki and Dark Hole can both be very powerful cards. I also play 1 Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. Because I play Summoner Monks, it's not a dead card. Even if I open up with it, I can always get that Summoner Monk to get rid of it, or just set it as bait. But if you draw into it, it's a really powerful card, really hard for your opponent to get over some of the monsters you can bring out with it. Notably, I always bring out, my 2 favorites are 101 and 104, Masquerade and Honor Arc. And then I play 1 Book of Moon. I don't like Book of Moon very much, especially this format, it's not that good. But it's still a powerful card. If I were to take it out, I would take it out and replace it with a Forbidden Chalice, because I don't main deck those, and that seemed to be my problem at Locals on Tuesday. When 1 Soul Charge. Soul Charge is a wonderful card in any deck almost. It has a really good impact in this deck. I play 104 Masquerade, obviously. So Soul Charge into 3 Star Drawings, triple overlay, draw 3 cards. You can't really complain with that. Even if you don't do that, just bringing back 2 monsters and making a good defensive play can really help win games, even at the cost of 1,000 or 2,000 life points or whatever you have. So my next spells, I play 2 Pot of Duality. I debated on putting this card in or not, but it really adds a lot of consistency and you can do a lot of things. You don't always need to special summon cards, so this can help you search for that Myrmelio that you need or that other spell card that you might need, whether it be Regeki to clear the field, maybe a Thunder King Ryo to help keep board presence. Pot of Duality is just a good card and it doesn't really hinder the deck too much. Then I play 2 Pot of Dichotomy. I just have a lot of pot in this deck. So Pot of Dichotomy, you choose 3 different attribute monsters. You have to activate it during the start of your main phase. And you choose 3 monsters with different types, not attributes. Different types, shuffle them into the deck and then draw 2 cards. So you're always going to +1 off of this card, if you can get it off. And the deck plays insects, plants, thunder, spellcaster, fire, or pyro, aqua, and that's just the main deck cards. You know, it plays a whole bunch of other random crap like sea serpents and stuff. So Pot of Dichotomy is a really good card. It can really help you. You don't get a battle phase the turn you use it, but you're probably going to set up for a defensive play anyways afterwards, or you're already so far up that you don't even need it. I usually, to be honest, this is probably my biggest Summoner Monk ammo, just because I always have one when I don't need it, and I have a Summoner Monk that can fetch me a better card with Star Drawing. Then I play... throwing things around. 2 Forbidden Lands, Once again, really good card in this deck because you can always drop it with Summoner Monk. I don't recommend ever doing that, but the deck also doesn't have a whole lot of attack power, so it's really good to use defensively. Offensively, you can also use it to keep your opponent from destroying things with spells. Breakthrough skill on a Summoner Monk really hurts the deck. So if you can keep them from breakthrough skilling your Summoner Monk, it's pretty decent. I like Forbidden Lance. Play 2 monster slots. Now this is a weird tech choice that I like in this deck just because the whole deck is nothing but monsters. So pretty much it's like a free upstart goblin. Or it could be a free monster gate. Slightly. I don't know really what to compare it to. It's monster slots. You can't really compare it to anything. So pretty much what you do is you target one monster that you have on the field that has a level. And then you target a card in your graveyard that has the same level as the monster on the field. You banish the target in your graveyard, then you draw and reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a monster with a level matching the target monster on the field, you special summon it from. If it's not, then you just draw it and add it to your hand. So, say you activate monster slots, you draw, you get a Regeki, you show it to your opponent, cool. Now you have a Regeki, you can do stuff with it. It didn't cost you anything except for a monster in the graveyard. Or you may end up getting something like Mermelio, who will pop a card, Star Drawing, who will net you a free card when you overlay, things like that. Monster Sluts is just a really good card, in my opinion, in this deck, just because it just adds a whole bunch of consistency. A lot of people argue that it's not a good card, and you can replace it with Forbidden Chalice, because this deck doesn't run breakthroughs or anything like that. You can play a lot of good cards in it. And then my last spell, I play triple MST just because MST is a really good card this format. It has been for a lot of formats, to be completely honest with you. So those are all of my spells. Get those out of the way. I run 6 traps. I run Treacherous Trap Hole, Bottomless Trap Hole, Mermelio targets. Usually I search out the Treacherous first and go crazy with that. If I can't, then I go Bottomless. Typically, I always side these 2 cards out in game 2. I always side out the Treacherous Trap Hole, 100%. I don't know why. It's just, I don't think it's as cool of a trap second and third game, but maybe I'm wrong. So pretty much, if you have no traps in your graveyard, is the only time you can activate Treacherous Trap Hole. You don't even target it. It doesn't target. You just destroy 2 cards on the field. 2 monsters. Has to be 2 though. The good thing is if you search it with Mermelio, you have a Mermelio on field, you can set it. If they go into their battle phase, they have 1 monster, Treacherous Trap Hole, Mermelio's unaffected, their monster isn't, blows up. Other than that, you can use it to get rid of 2 monsters your opponent has. As long as you don't have any traps in the graveyard, it's a wonderful card. I think it loses a lot of its power though, game 2. From personal experience, I ran into a situation where I used this against, it was Machina Fortress. I used this against Machina Fortress, and it doesn't target. No, it was Slacker Magician. Slacker Magician. I used this against the Slacker Magician, and Slacker Magician effect went off and negated this on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, and that's not how this card works, because it does not target. Or at least the errata says that it does not target. Then I play Solemn Warning. That's my last weird regular trap. Too good not to play, even if you play Royal Decree. And then, of course, 3 triple Royal Decree, because this card screws people over. It does not matter who you play against, this card will screw them up. If you can get 2 of them on the field, it's really nice. If you can only get 1, hope they don't draw an MST. But it's a great card. I love playing Royal Decree. Now, alright, so we'll go over the extra deck last. As you can see, got Exiton right there up front. He's a great card, powerful. Don't use him too much, but he's a great card. Love him. Then I play 1 Emerald, helps you recycle and draw cards because you'll be having a lot of random level 4 monsters in the graveyard that you want to recycle back, like Fire and Ice Hand, for example. I don't use Emerald as much anymore as I used to. I used to always find an excuse to go into Emerald in a game. Marigeist is a really good card. Really helpful in Burning Abyss and Yangzing duels. When he destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach a material to send it back to the deck instead. And then I just got a hold of this beauty. He's the new card, the new generic rank 4, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Detach 2 materials, target a monster your opponent controls, it loses half its attack, and this monster gains it. Use this against an Acid Golem and in a Burning Abyss duel, and he had no way to get over it. It's just a good card. Then I play one Artifact Durandal. Why? I don't know. I think I had some idea that in case I run into a problem with Star Drawing in a level 5 or something, it's the best rank 5 that I could think of at the time. There are better. So then I play one C104 and one C101. These are my rank up Magic the 7th 1 targets. I play the 101 to go into C101. Also 101, just a really good generic rank 4. I play one Gagaga Cowboy. Cowboy wins games, and he's super shiny. Black Ship of Corn is a really good card to help get rid of some pesky cards that may go to the graveyard. Gets rid of 101, things like that. Play one Abyss Dweller for Shadal decks. Because I run Ice Hand, I can make him a 2200 beater, and he powers up my other waters, which include 101 and 103. Play one Castell. Castell is just a really good generic rank 4. You detach 2 to shuffle a face-up monster on the field back into the deck. Or face-up card, sorry. Back into the deck. You can also detach 1 to flip a face-up monster face-down defense, which I don't think anybody uses that effect, but it's a good card. Can't argue with it. My last 3 cards are 104 Masquerade. Takes 3 materials. You go into him. Once per turn, you get to send a card off the top of their deck. Also, during either player's battle phase, if a monster effect activates, you get a detach to negate that monster's effect in the battle phase, and your opponent takes 800. It's a quick effect. Play 103. If a monster's attack is different from their original attack, destroy it, draw a card, and then one number 80 Rhapsody and Berserk. You can attach him to an Xyz monster you control to gain 1200 attack. He also has a detach effect. Up to twice per turn, you can detach 1 material, target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, and banish it. Or 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. So there you have it. That was my LEET hat, or rank 4 spam with hands and Traptrix support. Hope you liked the video. Next week I will be doing a video on 6 Samurais. So stay tuned, and DTeice, peace out.